On this next video, I'm just going to show you the difference between the Volvo T6 engine, which looks the same visually as the Volvo T5 engine. So check this out. I'm going to take apart these engine covers, go into the nitty-gritty. This vehicle right here is the 2017 Volvo XC60 T6, which is producing a stock power of 302 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, versus this 2017 S90 T5, which is producing 250 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque. The S90 T6 is producing 316 horsepower, 295. So it looks like it's just a little bit of a tuning difference between the two vehicles. Versus also the T5 XC60 is producing 240, 250, 58. So the power ranges, depending on the vehicle, are very similar, depending on which engine you're getting. Obviously, always prefer the T6 because it's got the supercharged, turbocharged 2.0 liter versus just the turbocharged 2.0 liter over here in the T5. So give me 1 second, and I'll pull these engines apart to show you a visual difference underneath the cover. Okay, I got my handy dandy Allen key, and we're just going to twist these off. My first time doing this, so you're doing it with me. Looks like they just kind of lay them in there to hold it in place. It's not even a screw. Kind of interesting, I guess. This is just a rubbery cover. It's very interesting. So, here's the T6. 1 second, let me just pause this. So, here's the T6 engine. In the front view, the T6 looks very similar to the T5, but here's the difference. You got your intake system, which goes to your turbo, but if you look right here, this is your supercharger, and that is hooked up right here to the belt system. So that's constantly cranking air for the low end power. So that controls low end torque, and then the turbo kicks in on the higher end, you know, when you're going a little bit faster, like on the highway and whatnot. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders. Pretty awesome how they laid this engine out. First time I've ever really looked at an engine with a supercharger and turbocharger. I know you can find them on the, you know, some of the Mustangs and some people who customize stuff, but never really seen one stock from the factory. Over here you got the T5, and you'll see the difference. Everything over here looks the same in the front, but when you look in the back, this is just the inlet from the turbo to the engine. Into the fuel system, into the intake system here, and the turbo is right down below it, which is like on the back side of the engine, based on looking at them out of the car before, so you won't really see it in this video, but that's the difference. No supercharger there. So I guess in the future, as a car guy, people who want to make this car faster, they can just add the supercharger. It's like my old Saab 9.5 I had the linear model versus the aero model, and the only difference was a tune and the turbo. So what did I do? Switch the turbo, change the tune, and there you have it. Full power. It can be the same concept here between the T5 and the T6 engines. So kind of cool. Never seen that again from the factory. This vehicle here is getting, for an SUV, is getting like 26, 27 on the highway, which is pretty good. And then in the city, you know, it's slotted for like 23 miles to the gallon, but we're only really getting 21, 22, maybe 20, depending on how the mood is. So pretty cool. I'm gonna put these back together. Again, these covers look really heavy, but they're just a rubber, very light rubber pad. It's kind of fascinating. Different than what my Volvo T6 is. I have the 6-cylinder 3.0 in that one. That's turbocharged. Power-wise, it destroys this T6, obviously, because it's a bigger engine. But the engine cover is a little bit different too. Just kind of places on there. So they changed quite a bit. All right. Please subscribe if you enjoy this. Give me a like if you can. I would appreciate it. Have a good day.